Man is subjected to three types of afflictions, and they are related to body, mind, and soul. Body ailments are caused by injury, bacteria, viruses, toxins, and wounds, etc. They require physical healing. Fear, worries, melancholia, psychological nervousness, greed, anger, insatiable sensual pleasure, insatiable sensual pleasures, selfishness and jealousy, etc. causes mental weaknesses. They cause mental weaknesses. They require mental healing. Ignoring God due to Maya is caused by causal or ideational disturbances. Physical problems do not bother if you are mentally strong. Normally, in most cases, physical problems is not associated with mental problems. Mental problems is associated with physical problems also. Here, self-confidence cedes, then body and mind both suffer. The disease of ignorance causes the body and mind to suffer. The disease of ignorance causes the body and mind to suffer. The self-realization leads to eradicate ideational life, ideational ills. Once again, the self-realization leads to eradicate ideational ills. The self-realized man realizes this body as a dream of God. This self-realization comes due to systematic, regular, and finally incessant Kriya Yoga meditation. Kriya Yoga meditation regarding practice and developing intuition. Meditation will interiorize the mind by withdrawing life force with willpower from muscles and nerves. The person will concentrate in the brain cells. The brain recorded evil tendencies and mental habits are burnt. Physical ailments can be cured by medical procedures, herbs, and fasting, etc. Yogasanas, mudras, bandhams, and pranayama are useful in curing all sorts of ills, physical, astral, and causal. These will help in raising the power of mind to develop curative life energy. A master transmits the unlimited power of God because of the faith of his disciples or followers. Jesus could command his will to be transmitted through his hands. He laid his hands on every one of them and healed them. The meditating yogi can send his energy from Sahasrara chakra on top of his skull in the brain through the six other chakras or plexus, namely Agnya, Visuddha, Anahata, Manipura, Swadhisthana and Mooladhara chakra, and can send that energy through the nerves to all the vital and sensory and motor parts of the body. The right side positive Pingala pole is stronger than left side negative Ida pole in the Meru Danda or spinal cord. This spinal cord or Meru Danda is called by several names. Example, Vajrayudha equivalent to a weapon made of strong diamond or diamonds. Parijata Vruksha or wisdom wishing tree which can fulfill your justified desires. The nerve current radiating from the eyes, hands and feet is stronger than from other parts. Divine man uses several methods to transmit the cosmic energy, like hands healing through the spoken word, through mouth transmitting energy by will through the ether, and powerful thought or thoughts or sankalpam, life force is the individual expression of cosmic energy. It has power to kill physical as well as mental bacteria. All physical, mental, and spiritual ailments can be cured by cosmic energy. Thought and energy transmitted through the ether is practiced through prayer. Positive minded confidence. The effectiveness remedy stimulates the healing force. Mental and physical healing should be given according to mental inclinations and mental habits. They may go to a homeopath, allopath, Ayurveda Vaidya, or naturopath as per their choice. Ordinary medical doctor cannot take the responsibility curing the illness. It is the God ultimately heals. Any illness can be, it is the God ultimately who heals. That is why Vedic scriptures say Vishnu Pradhamo Bhishak, meaning God is the first doctor. One must do pranayama meditation regularly so that he will be in contact with God. One must understand scriptures properly. Scripture is called Shastram in Sanskrit. Swasa plus Astram. Swastram. Shastram. It has gradually become Shastram. That means to utilize Swasa, breathe, or life force as an Astram or weapon is known as Swastram or Pranayama. Breath means life force. Breath means life force. This pranayama controls the breath. That means controlling of life force is called pranayama. Through this pranayama or controlling of life force only, one can know God. The person who is aware of using swasa, breath, as an astram is known as swastri or shastri. These pranayama or life force controlling techniques can kill the ego, I, or ego consciousness means identification of soul with the body. But nobody could break the law of cause and effect created by God. Certain wrongdoings or bad karma can be removed, partially or fully removed by the God realized master and also by the afflicted person with the help of prayers, intensive love for God, faith, scientific methods of yoga meditation, directing willpower consciously and continuously. Karmic law operates as a guiding force. It has no power in the kingdom of God consciousness. It dissolves in wisdom. Great masters or yogis require solitude. They will pray and one with spirit. An electric power machine shows fatigue because of continuous working, even though the dynamo power is not lessened. To renew God consciousness, one has to withdraw oneself and be away from the mad ding crowd and met with God consciousness. Paramahansa Yogananda used to say, as soon as I get time, I will meditate. The spiritual people require solitary places for divine communion. Man's mind is filled with sensations of sight, sound, touch, smell, and taste. Sound is most disturbing sensation. Hence one needs solitary place. By closing the eyes, one gets rid of sight sensation. The following timings are beneficial for meditation. They are 0500 IST. IST means Indian Standard Time. To 0800 IST. 1000 IST to 1300 IST. 1700 IST to 0000 IST and 2200 IST to 2500 IST. IST means Indian Standard Time. The masters of yogis, the masters are yogis of Bharat or India said transitional timings of dawn, noon, sunset and midnight are conducive to meditation. They improve spiritual development. The magnetic, cosmic laws of attraction and repulsion affect the body. They are more harmoniously equilibrated during this period. The devotee seeker should enjoy time with God during these times, when one must take a refreshing walk to a quiet, lonely place to meditate and be one with God. Jesus lived in temperate climate, conducive to his outdoor solitude in nature during the early morning hours. Those who cry for God realization are the blessed souls in reality. To err is human. So one should have mercy on erring children. It is the intrinsic quality of divine nature. These, the consummate religious experience, is direct perception of God. In order to obtain this, one should have a pure heart. Prasanta manasam henam yoginam sukhamuttam upaiti shanti rajasam brahma bhuta makalmasham. Gita 6:27. The yogi who is calm and peaceful minded without any impurities, that is desire, anger, greediness, delusion, pride and jealousy, who is one with spirit and blemishes, that is without any mala, vikshepana and avarana doshas, is verily attaining the supreme soul happiness. Put a handful of soil into a glass of jar containing still water. After some time, that soil will settle in that water jar. The solid things will settle at the bottom. The subtle things will float on top. And the semi-solid things will be moving in the middle of the jar. Likewise, thoughts of sadhak will be disturbing him in the initial stages of meditation or sadhana. Not only it appears to the sadhak as though more and more thoughts are emanating due to sadhana. If you do work, then only one can judge what you did is right or wrong. If you don't do any work, then the question of judging right or wrong does not arise. If the sadhak continues his meditation or sadhana without any despair, then the thoughtlessness state can be achieved in due course. Injannevam sadatmanam yogi vigata kalmasha sukhena brahma samsparsham atyanta sukhamasnute. Gita 6:28. This way the yogi who ceaselessly engages his mind on the soul becomes without impurities and can easily attain the blessedness of continuous mergence in spirit. Sarva bhutastha matmanam sarva bhutastha matmanam sarva bhutani chatmani एक ईक्षते योग युक्तात्मा सर्वत्र समदर्शनः. Gita 6:29. With the soul united with the spirit by Kriya Yoga Sadhana, with a vision of equality for all things, the yogi beholds himself in all beings, and all beings in himself. Yomam pashyati sarvatra, sarvancha mai pashyati, tasyaham na pranasyami, sacha mena pranasyati. Gita 6:30. The sadhak who beholds himself in all beings and all beings in himself, then definitely he can find me, and also I will not lose sight of him. Yogis, Rishis and Munis of Bharat, India have found out that yoga science can reveal the truth, the quest for God. Says Patanjali says, Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Scientific union with God is yoga. It provides the steady mind with the neutralization of chitta, the inner power of mind. Yoga is having 8 limbs. 4 things will play a great part in sadhana or meditation. They are mind, breath, span, and life force. Number 1, yama, moral conduct. Ahimsa, non-injury to others. Satyam, truthfulness. Asteyam, non-stealing. Brahmacharyam, celibacy. And aparigraham, non-covetousness. Number 2, niyama. Saucham, purity of body and mind. Santosham, contentment. Tapas, penance. Swadhyayam, self-study. Swaadhyayam, self-study. That means to read your own breath, to observe your own breath is called Swadhyayam. Ishvara Pranidhanam. Ishvara as pure consciousness. Ishvara means Ikshanam. Means Ikshanam. That means your looks. Svara, that means arrow. Your looks should be just like arrows. As pure consciousness. Number 3, asanam, right posture. Number 4, pranayanam, life force control. Number 5, pratyaharam, interiorization of attention. Number 6, dharana, to make the restless mind steady. To make the restless mind steady. Dhyanam, number 7 is jhanam, to concentrate on God only. Number 8, samadhi, ecstatic union with God. Swami Sri Yukteswar Ji, my Guru Paramaguru, has written in his book of holy science in accordance with the Sanatana Dharma. In that he has equated his writings with Christ's teachings. He wrote how heart will purify in spiritual evolution. Man's consciousness is completely deluded by Maya. It is called dark heart. Dark heart. Then successively it crosses propelled heart, the steady heart, the devoted heart, and ultimately the clean heart state. In this state, man becomes able to comprehend the spiritual light, Brahma, that is spirit, the real substance in the universe. Then successively it crosses propelled heart. Man's consciousness is completely deluded by Maya. It is called dark heart. Then successively it crosses propelled heart, the steady heart, the devoted heart, and ultimately attains the clean heart state. Transparency to truth is to be cultivated. For that, man has to free the consciousness, the feeling of heart, the reasons of heart, from the Dvaitam or duality of attraction and repulsion. Chittam or sphere of thinking is to be calmed by meditation. The nature of divine indweller is harmonious blend of infinite wisdom and love. Ragadvesha vijuktaistu vishayani indriyascharan atmavasyaihi vidheyatma prasadam adhigacchati. Gita. The man of detachment shall be able to act with senses and sense-related objects with self-control and shall remain in pure mind in spite of experiencing them unattached. The devotee gets inner peace due to meditation. Who know God as the inner peace are the blessed ones. People want always peace, God, within themselves. Not only that, they want this peace God to be always manifest in their home, in the neighborhood, in the nation, amongst all nationalities. Anyone who removes misunderstanding between two souls, two nations, has in fact united them in God's peace. Tattva consciousness makes one feel love for all beings. The real children will not feel any difference between an Indian, American, African, or any other nationality or race. Human beings have potentially more power than any other creature or creatures. Man should use his power more judiciously, lest he will destroy himself. Lest he will destroy himself. One should live like a true Krishna or Christ. This will banish human conflict and bring about peace. The kingdom of joy shall be bestowed on those people who should have Sahishnuta or equanimity for good and bad alike. Come what may, one should not bend his right behavior for worldly joy. Temptations and bad habits, however strong they may be, they must be resisted with the wisdom guided power. The kingdom of consciousness is owned by King of heavenly bliss. It is owned by elevated souls who are merged in Him. That is why who unite one's ego with God shall be one with the kingdom of universe. One should be steadfast and even-minded in the face of worldly misunderstanding. In the face of worldly misunderstanding. We should consider no loss when people hate and rebuke you. In that way you shall feel happy as you are separated from the evil souls. The spiritually dedicated people should not feel despondent if people speak ill of you. Samasyatrau cha mitre cha tadha manava manayoho शीतोष्ण सुख दुखेषु समसंग विवर्जितः. Gita 12:18. The sadhak who is having equal mindedness towards friend, foe, insults and praises, cold and heat, happiness and grief, not having any interest in desire, not bothering blame and eulogy, not having mind inclined attachments, who maintains calm and quietness, gets contented with whatever he gets, not interested in acquiring own houses, wandering quality, with no attraction towards staying in a particular fixed place, determination and completely devoted to me is dearer to me. Of course, to be hated, ostracized, reproached or cast out is in itself no blessings if one is spiritually degenerated. Rejoice yea in the day and feel the uplifting holy vibration of ever new joy. For behold, those who will toil and labor and accept pain to follow the divine way will be rewarded in heaven with eternal bliss. Those who persecute you are a continuity of the successive generations of those who persecuted the prophets. Think to what great evil those forefathers came, and consider what rewarding heaven the prophets received from God for bearing the persecution from ignorant persons for his name's sake. Hold on to spiritual principles even if one has to lose his body, as did the martyrs of yore, brings the reward of divine inheritance. Of God's kingdom of everlasting exaltation. Great is your reward in heavens, signifies the state of eternal bliss felt in stabilizing the divine contact of God experienced in meditation. One will obtain one's reward in this life or after life in accordance with one's karma. Advanced souls shall experience the ever newly joyous self realization by meditation. Gradually, the spiritual eye opens. Api swalpasya trayate mahato bhayat. Righteous people may resist temptation, but they are not fully free themselves from delusion. They are rewarded after death with a rejuvenating rest in the astral heaven amongst half angels and half redeemed souls. Their life is superior to earthly life. They enjoy in accordance with their karma. The remaining karma of theirs pull them back to physical body. Completely revelated souls harbor no more desires. Souls who are anchored in truth and return to earth at the command of God to lead others to spiritual ways. These completely redeemed souls become permanently fixed as pillars in cosmic consciousness. They incarnate on earth only to provide solace to spiritual, thirsty, earthbound souls, spiritually thirsty, earthbound souls, and bring them back to God. Karma, Kriya, liberation continues. In deep and intensive meditation, yogi will experience soul or self in Kutastha as a great effulgence, pure wisdom, and Om sound. Om sound. This is called third eye. Any amount of spiritual discourses one may hear and may read, he cannot get a vivid experience. Only through Kriya Yoga meditation one will gain real experience. In third eye, with deep meditation or jhana, the meditating devotee or sadhak may behold an inverted triangle. On top of the sadhak, in the kutastha, he will see white, positive side, red color on right side, and on left side black color. So, if white is predominant, then the sattvic is dominating in the consciousness of yogi. Red is predominant, then rajo, that is neutral, is predominating. And if black is predominant, then the tamo is, that is negative, is dominating. If all these colors of the triangle are equally predominant, the consciousness of yogi is in equanimous state. Yogi should incessantly make efforts to obtain this equanimous state. Man will have two types of wisdom from the inception of birth. Number one, logic power that arises from senses. This is called Manava Chetana or human consciousness. Number two, cosmic power that comes from Parabrahman, God the Father. This is called Paramatma Chetana or cosmic consciousness. In meditation, the devotee gets contact with God. It gives a sense of satisfaction, blessedness, and understanding. It is like an average student getting distinction for the first time. This does not mitigate the past bad record of all of a sudden. Likewise, the first God contact does not obliterate all of the effects of the past actions. With the continuous experience of God contact, all the past karma stored up in several incarnations shall be burnt. The devotee shall be getting purified. The more he gets purified, the more he is nearer to liberation. The more he gets purified, the more he becomes yogi. Once you have killed a mosquito in your mind, and you have already killed it, one should have an impulse or the desire to kill at all. One should be free from evil thoughts. They are the basic cause of evil actions. One should have an impulse or the desire to kill at all. They are the basic cause of evil actions. One should be free from evil thoughts. A true follower of ahimsa or non-violence does not do it in any form. Manasa, mentally, and vacha, by word, and karma, by action. But one has to use his discrimination. One should not offer himself as a food to the wild beast. Man's life is precious compared to the beast. A man can protect so many living beings if he is alive. The holy Vedic Shastras or scriptures clearly indicate that the wanton loss of human body is a serious transgression of karmic law. Hence, killing a wild beast to save human life is minor fault here. If it is wrong, then why Sri Rama, the hero of Ramayana, the holy book of India in Ramayana, could kill so many demons? If it is wrong, then why Sri Krishna, the hero of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavat, the holy books of India, could kill so many demons? So many ants and other creatures were killed and are being killed daily while walking. One man commits a murder and is hanged for it. One soldier kills so many human beings in the battlefield. He is being rewarded for it. It is the inner motive that differentiates it. The law of cause and effect bestows good or bad fruits in accordance with bad or good actions. Every action, mental or physical, produces a result in the form of tendency. Which is lodged in the mind as a karmic seed. Lahiri Mahasaya gave those methods of meditation so that one can not only kill one's karma, but also the seeds of wrong karma. Scientific meditation harmonizes the whole being, creating an inner calmness of self-mastery. Vedic system, Yagnam, Yat Gnatva Muktim Pradatayati iti Yajnanam. By knowing which you will be liberated is known as Yagnam. Putting firewood into the fireplace or Yagna Gundam is a replica of burning karma. If you inhale Pura Kam like this, and fill the kutastha, the place between eyebrows, with life force fully, and then exhale, reaching up, life force fully out of Muladhara chakra. Then there will be generation of electromagnetic force. Surrendering senses to God is called prayer. Surrendering Ida, Pingala and Sushumna and five life forces is called sacred water ablutions. That is Abhishekam to God. Surrendering Antakarana, mind, is called lighting a candle before God. Surrendering all the six plexus, that is chakras, is called offering flowers to God. Surrendering quality of fire in Manipuri chakra is called burning incense stick before God. Surrendering all your desire is called offering food, naivedyam, to God. Surrendering all the results of karma to God is called Ishvara, Pranidhanam, or complete surrender. Utility of Kriya Yoga meditation. The meditation in chakras removes cruelty. Meditation in Muladhara chakra removes revengeful attitude and stealing quality. Meditation in Swadhisthana chakra removes doubtfulness. Meditation in Manipuri chakra removes hatred and one-upmanship. Meditation in Anahat chakra removes passionate mind and I am superior to everybody type of quality. Meditation in Visuddha chakra removes greediness and chatterbox quality. Meditation in Agna chakra removes pride and hastiness. Tapaha swadhyayesvara pranidhanani kriya yoga. The combination of pranayama techniques, severe penance, reading and understanding of scriptures, and total surrender to God is called Kriya Yoga. Patanjali is a replica of reunion of Atman and Brahman. One should not only commit physical adultery but also mental adultery. Adultery is equally sinful. No lustful physical glances and mental sex thoughts, both are not justified. As per physical law, physical adultery is wrong. But as per divine law, mental adultery is also wrong, as without that physical adultery cannot take place. Sanatana Vaidika Dharma says the following ways tantamount to adultery. Number one, to think lustfully about a woman. Number two, to talk about a woman with lustful desire. Number three, to touch a woman with lustful desire. Number four, to gaze upon a woman with lustful desire. Number five, to hold private, intimate talks with a woman with the ultimate hope of physical union. Number six, the act of physical union without the consecration of marriage. If man lives in perfect harmony with mental and physical and mental instruments, he remains a spiritual being in charge of his body and mind. Sin is that which compromises that self-mastery. Unless the sex urge were to man from within, he would not feel the desire. One should not utilize the sexual instinct solely to gratify sensual desire. Jesus said, a married man should not do cohabitate without mutual consent. Both should mutually respectfully love and regard each other. If the mind becomes enslaved by desires due to sensory perception, eye, or sensory action, hand, it profanes the divine soul image within man, leaving him oblivious of God. Nothing in life, no matter how pleasurable, is of any value or lasting happiness if it remains, if one remains ignorant of God. Life becomes a hell of insecurity with unforeseen disasters and grievous troubles. It is better that a man's misuse of the senses and his wrong action should perish. How thoughtlessly people give up the kingdom of immortal bliss for their material desires, for name, fame, lustful gratification, possession, money. This is drastic law to people who part from each other due to incompatibility of temper and then decide to marry someone else. One should get married only when one finds soul unity with a proper mate. Husband and wife should be mutually loyal to each other. They should have mutual love, respect, and remove uncontrolled lust on sexual plane. Divorce on flimsy grounds leads to sexual gratification and this should be avoided. People who marry and divorce time and again never give the divine love seed to grow. Conjugal union should be mutually respected as a means of divine procreation. Solemn oath taken in the name of God is morally and spiritually binding. One should not make a hollow promise in the name of God and then resort to evasive or outright falsehoods or breaking the oath without consequences. The false oaths may not have an effect for the time being, but they will have effects engendered in the consciousness. For this, you yourself have sowed the seed, in your consciousness. As you sow, so you will reap. Don't beholden anything by God, then you have to abide by that. God rests on his throne of infinity. This is hidden behind the walls of space and light rays. The earth is the footstool of God. It is a place where God, as the Creator, works with his feet of motion and activity. One should not swear by any holy city like Ayodhya, where so many saints had and have visited. These holy cities like Varanasi, Tirupati, Srisailam, Amritsar, Puri, Patalipuram, etc. had and will have the sacred manifestation of the royal God. It may be through the presence, worship, and realization of these saints. One should not swear by the head, as it is holy sanctuary of the soul. In conversation and argument, it is better to use yeah, or nay, calmly but emphatically. It should be restrained, concise, and truthful. A truthful person is always sincere and honest with or without swearing by God. The ideal of non-retaliation is not supine surrender to wrongdoing, to turn the other cheek is not mental or moral weakness. It is not sahishnutā or enduring an abusive or violent relationship. It is to instill the strength of self-control without the influence of revenge. Man should have more courage to follow non-violence. When somebody hurts you, it is wise to pray God to change the heart of his assailing person. Sacrificing one's material needs can best be practiced by saints only. One should demand lawful justice from those who are unjust to him. Love is the manifestation of God. The evil and delusion divides and obscures and is the cause of inharmony. Love is the basis on which the planets and the whole universe are relating and revolving on their and the whole universes are rotating and revolving on their respective axes. Hate, anger, revenge are the byproducts of evil. They cause evil vibration or vibrations. Retaliation has never succeeded in eradicating scourge of enmity from man's heart. If wanted, God could destroy the evil within a fraction of a second. Instead, he wanted to use the faculty of love, free will. Naughty or good, all are the children of God after all. Hatred and anger becloud the divine image within us. One should behold God in front and fro. सुहृन्मित्र उदासीन मध्यस्थ द्वेषबंधुषु साधुस्वविच पापेषु समबुद्धिर विशिष्यते भगवद गीता 6:9 is a superior yogi who helps others with equal mindedness without expecting any return from all patrons, friends, foes, neutrals, mediators, relatives, hateful beings, and sinners. He treats all of us. He treats all as the participant characters of a drama being played by Parabrahman. He treats all as the participant characters of a drama being played by Parabrahman. God's light of mercy shines equally on the good and the evil. Charcoal cannot reflect the same amount of sunlight that the diamond does. Similarly, dark mentalities do not reflect God as do virtuous mentalities. The prodigal child has to redeem himself by penitently making his back to God. The good son who walks in God's light is already there. The good son who walks in God's light is already there. God is kind and helpful to all. His good children are merciful and sympathetic like God the Father. God gives love to man silently. He talks to them lovingly and in whispers. God bestows sunlight, air and water and basic realms of life to us without any pomp and show. So we the humans should also not make any propaganda about our charity or charities. The charity should not expand our pride. Bhagavad Gita says, दातव्यम इति यद्दारम दीयते अनुपकारणे देशे काले पात्रे च Taddaram Satvikam Smrutam. Gita 17:20. To give charity with feeling of charity is my righteous duty, yet auspicious places and times to the able persons without seeking any returns with selflessness. Any returns with selflessness is said to be Satvika Dhanam or charity. यत्तु प्रत्युपकारार्थं फलमुद्दिश्य वा पुनः दीयते च परिक्लिष्टं तद्दानं राजसं स्मृतम्. Gita 17:21. The charities that are given with the intention of gaining merit, return mental distress or pain is said to be Rajasic Dhanam or charity. अदेश काले यद्दानम अपात्रेभ्यश्च दीयते असत्कृतम अवज्ञातम तत्तामसमुदाहृतम. गीता 17:22. The charity that is given without any respect, good intention, contemptuously to a wrong person at a wrong time and wrong place is said to be tamasika dhanam or charity. One should not perform religious rites pretentiously to impress others. Love of praise as an end in itself deviates the mind from God and centers it on the self-satisfaction of the ego. Your left hand should not know what the right hand does. That means with good intention and not with egotism or conscious of it, to boast, I gave or I helped to redeem, is not sanctity but sanctimony. Most people give advice and sympathy, but they do not share their money. If the urge comes from the bottom of your heart and soul, that is real prayer. The prayer to God that comes from deep within shall touch the others around him or her like. Meera, the devotee of Krishna, or Tyagaraja, Karnataka musician, Purandhara Das, poet and musician of Karnataka, and Prabhupada Bhaktivedanta are some illustrious devotees. Hypocrites make a show of spirituality. Jesus wanted that prayers should be sincere and heart offerings to God. When you go to a parlor, you should awaken social consciousness. Bedroom suggests sleeping. Playground should always awaken the sportsman in you. Playground should awaken the sportsman in you. Similarly, one should have a separate, well-ventilated, closet prayer room for silent meditation. Usually, people would like to sequester themselves for prayers and devotions. They may be hounded by restless thoughts. They have to follow scientific Kriya Yoga techniques. This will make the mind not to go outwards. Enter into thy closet and practice techniques for attaining the inner silence of mental interiorization. यदा संहरते चायं कूर्मांगानिव सर्वशः इंद्रियान् इंद्रियार्थेभ्यः तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता. Gita 2:58. Like a tortoise withdraws its limbs inwards when a yogi completely withdraws his senses from sense objects from everywhere, then his wisdom is said to be highly settled. Mind only sees, tastes, talks, smells, and thinks. Mind is the main instrument behind everything. Mind has to be conjoined with life force to get any work done. Mana eva manushyanam bandha moksha karanam. If the mind of sadhak is combined with the life force on Muladhara Chakra Prithvi Tattva, then spell can be grasped. Then as per the choice of individual, one will have liking for cosmetic smells and food aromas, etc. If the mind of sadhak is combined with life force on Swadhisthana Chakra, Jala Tattva, then one will have liking or attachment for taste. If the mind of sadhak is combined with the life force on Muladhara Chakra, Agni Tattva, then one will have liking or attachments for panoramic things like cinemas, etc. The mind or sadhak is combined with life force on Anahata Chakra, that is Vayu Tattva, then one will have liking or attachment for women, etc. If the mind of sadhak is combined with life force on Visuddha Chakra, that is Akasha Tattva, then one will have liking or attachment for songs, music, etc. A person with diabetes disease should not take sweets even if he wanted. But how to control the weakness? With the pranayama techniques, he can withdraw his mind and life force from Swadhisthana Chakra so that he can wean his mind away from sweets. Because Swadhisthana Chakra is a replica of sweet taste. Muladhara Chakra represents nose. Swadhisthana Chakra represents tongue. Manipura Chakra represents eye. Anahat Chakra represents skin. And Visuddha represents ear. As long as mind works in tandem with these senses, man cannot find the true happiness. When mind is diverted from these senses and made to go within with Kriya Yoga sadhana and getting nearer to God, then man completely realizes what is real happiness and what he has lost. The string between physical body and the senses is life force only. The sadhak withdraws his mind and life force from the senses in Kriya Yoga. Withdrawing means controlling with dispassion. When breath is controlled, heart and life force will be controlled by themselves automatically. The controlled heart shall lead to controlled senses. It is like a mathematical equation. Breath should not be controlled with unscientific methods. The Kriya Yoga techniques of controlling the breath have to be learned in person from a Sadguru or Master, the illumined one. To control mind through mental meditation shall take quite a long time. Kriya Yoga is a narrow plain way of controlling breath and hence mind. This lead to make the mind steady and help the sadhak to go within quickly. Kidneys. They remove or decant the toxins and chemicals from the impure blood. Heart. This will pump the blood with oxygen throughout the body. It will serve blood with oxygen to all the nerves in the body. In return path, it will take the oxygen-less blood. The oxygen-less blood will be sent to lungs for oxygen. Here in lungs, the carbon dioxide is removed and oxygen is added. The oxygen-added blood is returned to heart again. Lungs. They will absorb the breath in and remove the carbon dioxide. Taking the breath in and removing carbon dioxide is called breathing in and breathing out. To control mind, reducing carbon dioxide in the blood by taking more and more fruits as food substitutes. And number 2, regular Kriya Yoga practice are required. You can steady the mind, that is called Jnana Yoga. You can steady the mind, or you can by studying the Swasa through pranayama. That is practical way. To steady the mind, to think that whether I am body, no. I am astral body, no. I am causal body, no. Like that, you go on going inside. That is Jnana Paddhati. But to control the mind, either you control your breath, then also the mind will be controlled, or control the mind to Jnana Paddhati, that also mind will control it. But to control the mind with Pranayama Paddhati is a practical and easier way than the controlling the mind by Jnana Yoga Paddhati. With the above things, blood gets purified and the need of sending carbonized blood to heart will be lessened. Hence, the burden of heart will be reduced. Gradually, the heart becomes steady and gets rest. Life force will be withdrawn from the senses. The mind in the cerebellum will not get any signals. Mind becomes steady and concentrates on God. Like tortoise, the sadhak will withdraw the senses that help the mind. God hears all prayers. His children do not always hear his response. God communicates his presence to his real devotees in different ways. It may be through touch, appearance, home sound, and light, etc. Those with inner silence can commune with God. Sensations through the sensory nerves keep the mind with myriads of thoughts, so that the whole attention is toward the senses. God is always with his children, but it was drowned by noisy thoughts. When the devotee is in tune with God, he will hear the divine voice. I have loved thee through the ages. I will love thee now, and I shall love thee until thou come home. Whether thou knowest it not, whether thou knowest it or not, I shall always love thee. He speaks to us in silence, telling us to come home. My Lord, I love you countless times, sincerely, feelingly, so that with each uttering the devotee's love and understanding of God grows deeper within. Vain repetitions means repeatedly praying mentally or loudly thinking about something else is not faith. This refers to people engrossed in their physical bodies. They chant on God without applying mind on God. Some people, old people in particular, will be using breads, will be using beads, 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 and they repeat the name of God like Shiva, Vishnu, Goddess Uma, Gauri, etc. mechanically. Like Ram, 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 like Ma, 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 otherwise Vishnu, 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 like that. But their mind may be on some other work, like cooking, etc. God cannot be cheated by their mechanical, parroted prayers. Do not use thoughtless repetitions of prayers, repetitions of prayers. Offer a single prayer from the heart with depth, understanding, and intensity. God cannot remain aloof or deny the true devotee who prays with sincerity, faith, and the determination never to give up. The prayer should not be mechanical, but spiritualized with ever increased, thoughtful, and heartfelt devotion. That devotee is sure to find divine contact. Man manabhava, mad bhakto, madhyaji mam namaskuru. Mame vaisyati uktva atmanam matparayanaha. Gita 9:34. Hey Arjun, be anchored to me, be my devotee, worship me only. This way, if you anchor your mind on me only and make me only as your ultimate goal, then you will attain me. If you go on blowing air into a balloon, then it will explode and the whole air in that balloon will merge into nature. Likewise, these worlds manifested out of Parabrahman will explode one day and merge into cosmos. Before the advent of creation, the spirit only remained. This is called Purnatma, Brahman and Parabrahman. Brahman spread its consciousness into ignorance. Its result is creation. To our mind, Brahman is appeared to be of two types. Number one, the God beyond creation, unmanifested, that is Avyakta Brahma. Number two, the God in creation, that is manifested, that is Vyakta Brahma. If Brahman is divided into four parts, then one part is manifested in as creation. This is called Vyakta Brahman, manifested cosmic nature, which is tangible to the senses. The unmanifested Brahman, intangible to senses, is having three qualities: Asti, Bhati, and Priyam. This is called Avyakta. Nirakara Brahman or Parabrahman. Asti means existence. Satyam means or Sattu. Asti means existence. Satyam, that is truth or Sat. Bhati means effulgence or Chit or energy or Prakasham. Priyam means happiness or Ananda. Sat is imperishable, truthful, and omnipresent. Chit is ever conscious. Ananda is ever happy. Brahman is the configuration of Sat Chit Ananda. Brahman with name and form is Jagat or Maya, the creation that has been manifested out of Brahman is called Maya. Maya, which is unreal, appears to be real to the ordinary man of ignorance. When figures are formed are superimposed on while cinema screen, then it is not visible. Maya is akin to this superimposition of figures, and white screen is Brahman. Suppose there is a 3000 square feet of ground. If 1000 square feet of house is constructed in that ground, 2000 square feet is left blank. If the whole ground of 3000 square feet is Parabrahman, then the constructed 1000 square feet is God in creation, then the God is said to be in creation and beyond creation as well. Peace, tranquility, internal happiness, and endurance, etc., are sattva gunas, positive qualities. Arishad Vargas, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, and Macharya. Kama means desires, Krodha means fickle mindedness, and Lobha are Rajoguna, zero qualities, catalyst. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Macharya. Desires, fickle mindedness are Rajoguna, zero qualities, catalyst. Attachment, dull headedness, forgetfulness, absent mindedness, sleep, delay, and carelessness, etc., are tamogunas, negative qualities. The cosmic consciousness reflected in pure positive Maya. This consciousness extended into zero and negative qualities and made them active. Now the inert Maya becomes conscious with three gunas. This activated Maya makes the mind to think so that the imperishable nature, Apara Prakriti, has been the metamorphosis or result in the initial stages of creation. This Apara Prakriti is bound to time and space. This is being called as Midya, unreal, and Avidya, ignorance. Jivan Mukta will not have any I or my body feeling. After experiencing his prarabdha karma, the one brought by him for the present, and completion of the work given by Parabrahman, some meditating persons or sadhaks will get liberation. This is called Videha Mukti. He will be working for God only. Sri Paramahansa Yogananda, Sri Lahiri Mahasaya, Sri Yukteswar Swami, Sri Swami Vivekananda, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa, etc., are Jivan Mukta. A ray of avidya will remain with Jivan Mukta for the completion of Prarabdha Karma till he is completely liberated. His subtle and idea bodies will remain and they merge with Parabrahman after he gets Videha Mukti. I always pray to God, oh God, do not before my weak impulses for temptations of your cosmic Maya.